So the first plan, we would leave $3 million. We would net 2.25 to the kids if they chewed the tax bill. And that's with you paying $312,000 of taxes along your 25-year journey. The new plan, paying one-time tax of $235,000, you leave $4.3 million. And that's if you want to leave this money. It's all tax-free. You can go on vacations, you can live on a cruise ship. It doesn't matter. It's your money. So that's $2 million more to your heirs, and it's almost $100,000 less of tax that you pay overall yourself. So you've saved $1.5 million in your 401ks and your IRAs. That's great. But did you know that you only own about $900,000 of that money? And you may think I'm crazy, but the average person takes home 60% of their entire pre-tax account before they pass away. And when they leave that money to their kids, they can do one of two things. They can spend down whatever you leave to them over 10 years. Now their tax burden goes up, or they can convert it into their own IRA, wait till they're 60 and use it themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a breakdown of how do you pay less taxes over your lifetime and make sure that that 1.5 million or whatever's left over is left to your kids 100% tax free. So first off, yes, I am using ChatGPT on this just because I have done these presentations before and they take forever. So let's say you had $1.5 million in a traditional 401k or an IRA, whatever. The average financial advisor will say, let's take the 4% rule, which means 4% of your entire portfolio every single year with a small cost of living adjustment. What that will do is it will keep us from running out of money before you die. And that's if you live 25 or 30 years. So 4% of 1.5 million is $60,000. Now remember that $60,000 is coming from your 1.5 million, and we're hoping we at least return 6% every single year. We have to get at least 6% because 4 is going to you for income, 1 is going to the money manager to pay them to make sure that they get paid, and then the other 1% is to grow our account so we can get a cost of living adjustment. So if we have a negative 10% year, a 20% year, that's what's called sequence of return risk. And that is what destroys, wipes out 401ks and retirement plans. There are people on average that run out of money in retirement in 12 to 14 years because of one down year, and they constantly had to play catch up. So if we look here, $60,000 per year. This is based on a husband and a wife making $2,000 each in their Social Security. And let's just say they're married in Arizona. So provisional income, all it means is how much of your income or how much of your Social Security is counted as income. So that's half, $24,000. So your provisional income is $84,000, which means now 85% of your Social Security is fully taxable. So $40,800 is not taxed. It is taxable. If you want to know more about this, just comment Social Security. I have a massive ebook. I say massive. It's like 20, 25 pages long just on Social Security, IRMA, and Medicare taxes. So our total income is $100,800, which is going to put us at $70,000 of taxable income because we have what's called a standard deduction. The government allows us, since we don't have deductions, to standardly, as a married couple, remove $30,000 from our taxable income. So now our taxes will go off of $70,800. So the first 10% is the first bracket, $2,200. The next, $4,800, $5,800. Long story short, we are federally taxed around $8,100. And if we go down to the Arizona tax, it's a flat 2.5. Basically just means our total taxation that year is about 10 grand, which is roughly 10%. And just so you can see that I'm not lying about the math, we're taking 60,000 per year from the 1.5 million, averaging 6%, hopefully for 25 years. And we're having a cost of living adjustment of 2.5%. So over the next 25 years, our average tax bill is going to be about $12,500, which puts us at a total of $312,000 tax paid over 25 years. Now, if we were to get an exact 6% every single year and have no issues, we would leave behind $3 million to our family. That's all taxable money. And as you can see, there's a tax bomb attached to that. So if they withdrew at 25% tax, they would walk away with 2.25, and their tax bill also would have been $750. So that would put you at a rough total of $1.2 million of total taxes taken from you and your family. Now, before we move on to the one thing that I would do, there's multiple things that I would do, but this is just one thing that I would do to completely offset this tax bill forever, pay less tax, and leave more money to your family. Here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take half, $1.5 million. We'll take $750,000. We'll put it into a guaranteed income annuity at 8%. 8% is the equivalent of 4% at double. So if we have 1.5, 4%, 60,000. If we have 750,000 and we're taking 8% income, it's still $60,000. Now the other $750,000, we're going to do what's called a Roth conversion, which means we're going to pay all the taxes on that $750,000 up front. We're going to get kicked right between the legs and pay a $240,000 tax bill. What's left is $510,000, but that 510 will never be taxed again. So with that 510, because we don't need it, all of our guaranteed income is coming from over here, we can be more aggressive with our 510. So if we average 9%, an aggressive portfolio will average 10 to 12%. If we average 9% on the low end and we went for 25 years, let me show you the numbers. So I told you we took the 750, annuitized it at 8%. That's our fixed income. We got the same income. The other 750, we're Roth converting. So we're taking a massive $235,000 hit. Day one sucks. I hate it. I don't want to take it. But look, this tax hit of 235 is already less than the 310 we would have taken over a lifetime if we would have went the first direction, which is what every single portfolio manager will make you do. Net invested $515,000. So if we grow that at 9%, we take that cost of living adjustment that we were getting from the first net of taxes, we go ahead and put that into your account. So we're still drawing from this account. We're averaging 9% in, still giving you the money to give you the cost of living adjustment, but there's no taxes forever. So year one, $1,500 comes out because that's your 2.5% cost of living adjustment. But looky here, if we average 9% for the next 25 years and never touched it because we don't need the cost of living, we'd have $4.4 million. But if we did take the cost of living adjustment, it would cost us $156,000, which means our final number of Roth that we would leave to our kids, $4.2 million. That's tax-free. So the first plan, we would leave $3 million. We would net 2.25 to the kids if they chewed the tax bill. And that's with you paying $312,000 of taxes along your 25-year journey. The new plan, paying one-time tax of $235,000, you leave $4.3 million. And that's if you want to leave this money. It's all tax-free. You can go on vacations. You can live on a cruise ship. It doesn't matter. It's your money. So that's $2 million more to your heirs, and it's almost $100,000 less of tax that you pay overall yourself. So now any income you take from your Roth doesn't cause Social Security taxation to go up. It doesn't cause your IRMA to go up, which means your cost of your Medicare doesn't go up, and it doesn't make your tax brackets go up. So now we're taking market risk on $500,000 instead of taking market risk on the entire $1.5 million. So guarantees and we get to grow faster, or no guarantees, and we have to hope that the market doesn't do what 2008 did, what 2001 did, what all of the market crashes did in the last 25, 26 years. Now, I could have easily taken that Roth conversion over 5 years and paid even less taxes. Probably could have paid $180,000 of taxes if you started early enough, which means the tax bill would have been less, and we would have had more time to grow our Roth money. And then if we had a roll up on our income, instead of starting today at 8%, we could probably get like an 8.6% because we waited 5 years. So I gave you the worst case scenario by doing a Roth conversion and buy income and invest the difference. So this is the lie that you're being fed into every single day whenever you go into a financial advising office and say, I'm ready to retire. You know what they do? They take 60% of your money, they put it in the market in something safe, and they take 40% of your money and they go and they buy bonds. Well, what's funny is in 2008, bonds are supposed to be safe. They lost 20% of their value. Also, the stock market went down 40%. So you went from $1.5 million to $700,000, $800,000 in a year. How long do you think that's going to last when you're taking $60,000 per year? You're right, 14 years. So on average, if you would have started during 2008, or even if you would have started before 2008, or even after 2008, you probably would have ran out of money from 14 years, if you're lucky, upward of 25 years. If this is something you're interested in, book an appointment. It's free. The worst thing we can do is come on and tell you what to do, and you can take it to your own advisor. Let them learn it. You can let them screw it up. But if you want to do it right the first time, come over with me.